Did we go live?
Hello, everybody. Yes, finally, we have made it.
We had a slight delay.
All right. So, what is the purpose of this stream today, JJ?
Oh
What
man,
do we
doing
got going on?
one of the hardest things that is out there to do, sometimes humanly possible, and that is to
What do we got going on?
forget to turn your volume down. The sound check is good. Um, Reaching out and making amends can be one of the hardest things to do. Um, because some people are going to have your guard up. You've been through a lot of shit with other people or the person that's reaching out to you, and it's okay to have your guard up, but it's always good to try and reach back and meet in the middle to have a conversation to understand what the hell happened as best as anybody could. So to have a conversation and make amends, heal, and figure out things, and then move forward from there. But actually having the good, hard conversation. It is a hard conversation in the sense of if there's going to be some questions that come up that have answers that reveal the whole I regret what I did. I can't believe I acted that way. And that's just life in general. And it's one of the hardest things to deal with that anybody could go through. Myself, Joe Cool, and I appreciate BurnEye, Crypto Alchemist, and reaching out last week, sent a genuine message to want to talk if we
And
were
there he is.
So,
Hello, and what's an excellent introduction by you two. I'm sorry, I'm just going to require another 20 seconds as I must reply to the girlfriend who's just getting off of work. So
right.
please do continue,
There you go.
and thank you both for giving me the opportunity to be here, to make amends to the sins, to correct them and make things right, and hear the other side of the story, which you're here to you listen to mine today, and we also want to listen to yours today as well, for all of my viewers, and give you guys props for everything you've done, for like beating through the hate and like staying strong, establishing yourselves and developing yourselves to being like excellent podcasters and legitimate live streamers and content creators
I appreciate that.
and community members. And one more thing I will say, and when I get back in 1 minute here, I'll show how to do for everyone, because JJ Organics and Joe Cool, for a lot of other channels, were blocked, and they were blocked unfairly, and I would like to show people on those channels like Zertis, who asked earlier, so I'm going to just show right now, or in a minute here, how it's actually done, and a couple of different cool things of what you can do in your YouTube moderation section.
Okay, that's cool. We like showing things,
Awesome.
teaching
Yes.
things, giving the viewers that perspective helps them understand things behind the scenes. So, if you want, I guess you could just roll the intro, babe.
Yeah, I think Bernie will like it if he hasn't seen it yet.
I love it
Alrighty.
as long as it doesn't give copyright strikes.
No. Absolutely, indeed. And just so everyone knows, there is a clip in here that does include J Dreamers, and I did ask permission to use it. So just so everyone's clear on that, it's already been, it's cool. Here we go.
You are listening to Radio Cosmos. Time to join
Joe Cool and JJ Organics.
lucky winner of the Gemini Croquette Contest. Coming at you live from Floston.
Joe Cool, who I see in many different live streams. Joe Cool is a cool dude to have on all the live streams. This dude is there.
You keep the drum line going.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that. So
That took a little while to make too, but I think it's pretty decent.
So welcome everybody to tonight's special live stream of Community Campfire Chat. BurnEye, Crypto Alchemist, reached out to us. I will say it was last Thursday, but we didn't see it till Monday. And in the message, it was genuine to say I could tell that he was going through some shit behind the scenes, but still trying to make sense of it because we didn't talk till just before going live, and asking him more so like what was going on with some of the stuff, because there's common denominators of who is involved with everything. Of feeling like there's infighting, there's drama, of having YouTube channels and viewers, and so much unfolds when, as my experience goes, when somebody has a hidden agenda and they used you and discarded you like you didn't matter. And BurnEye reached out saying, kind of paraphrasing, that he now understands my side of the story. But also, it was the first time, I think, on London McLovin's channel that you listened to my story.
Exactly. That I heard your side, because it was like when Beegs originally blocked you. I remember several times, like in the original private chat, being like, "Hey, Biggs, like, you don't have to block them. Like, you don't have to be so harsh." And then he was like, "No, they're crazy," and like made us all believe that you were bad people, not to listen to you. And then I had said a couple negative things, like being confrontational in the chat with you guys. So you made a video about me, and then I was like just triggered for a minute, and it was completely unnecessary, but it also prevented me from ever looking or hearing what your side of the actual events were that transpired. And it now, myself being put into this exact same situation, pretty much like of being cut off and having a much larger channels community hearing only one side of a story and like being blocked out to that community that you used to be a part of. Exactly what happened to you with Biggs and Biggs's community, to your guys' channel, where you guys were literally doing research for him, putting together episodes with him, planning stuff out, and then he, this private channel research group grew, and instead of like trying to add you guys into that group and suggesting you become a part of it, instead he just canceled you, blocked you, and didn't even talk to you guys about it at all, and told us that you guys were stalkers and bad people and not to listen to you, when in fact it was just that he decided that he no longer wanted, just cut from a community and gonna tell lies about you, basically.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that really gets, I want to say, misplaced is we obviously, JJ knew, at a certain point that she was let go, and that seems to be the big issue in the community is JJ knew she was let go, just move on. And what we're trying to say is, if Biggs wanted to move on, that's fine. It's his show. It always has been. The problem has always been how he let JJ go. That is the issue that constantly gets looked over. It constantly got misplaced. All the community said over and over was she was let go, move on from it. And it's like, but being let go was never the problem. It was how she was let go. And
to be honest, then how he said like your woman problems, like that is actually, I can't believe this is the ultimate shame I could ever face. Is am I agreeing with Woody, or was it Dustin that brought that up?
Dustin.
Okay, no, that's not an ultimate shame then. Okay, Dustin, I don't disagree with that much. That I love Dustin, and shout out to him. I know he's got several disagreements with myself, but wish him nothing but the best. And I would genuinely still like to debate the Woody and the. I don't know, is it Chat GPT 5 hidden as Awarlon, or is he a real British fella? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't mind debating them both. I wouldn't mind actually talking to you guys about your interview with them a little bit more, but that's for later. It's about...
We definitely do that later, because...
another episode, because
it'll take hours. I don't mind talking about everything, but it takes hours to talk about everything.
Oh, exactly.
So nothing's off the table.
That's what I'm saying. That'll be an episode 2, because I would just embarrass myself because I haven't even watched the full thing, because at the moment that you first put it out, I was so triggered that I didn't. So it's now good that I'll be able to watch it with a new set of more unbiased eyes, and like the real debate I would like to have with Woody and Ewar and Dustin is what their alternative history research has shown and what their real beliefs are, because they flip-flopped like their one flip-flop channel. And that it's like I genuinely would like to see
question the questions.
Yeah, exactly. And
being open for questioning the questions and hearing their insight without
as well as also then refute some of their claims against like my own co-research that was with Campbell, stuff like that, and others in the Starfort stuff.
There's always something to talk about, and that is great in the sense of we shouldn't, I want to say, cut people off of, you ask too many questions, you're out, which is one of the reasons I felt like through my analyzing what happened in October, November, December, of why I was cut out and very disrespectfully dismissed from Stuffed Beagles, working together, technically working for him. I was there, showed up, and to support his research and help out in any way I could, the way his other
And
former
I had
Osby.
actually seen that and was like recognizing that because like I joined in a couple of streams with you guys like before he just abruptly cut you and tried to turn everyone on you, and like we still have to go through. I'll share the screen still on about unblocking, and that I myself, like, this is making amends for my sins of listening to his one-sided attack on you guys, and that it was just a one-sided attack, and that's what these things were. And I'm not gonna speak badly about Paul because like we've both ended our attacks and come to a truce, but I will just speak about the general situation here if you in this conversation. But that it Biggs, through what, even with like my truce with Paul, has blocked me, cut me off, and continued to spread lies and talk about the situation, right? So this isn't against Paul. Paul, like, you know, he said he's like that he told me privately that his OF account was a bad idea and he wasn't moving forward with it. So if that is the case, like, you know, I wish him the best, and that's great news. I don't necessarily have anything against OF or people doing OF in general, just not on my interviews and not exposing themselves on camera with the movements of undressing yourself above the camera, and the green screen, you know, catches the movements, and apparently exposed himself on like the stream that was live on Autodidactic, on Zerdis, on both my channels as well as his own, that
explicitly risque.
We could still get the channels canceled, and that I still have to like go through, now that he removed the strikes on those videos, and now that I know the timestamps of where the exposure happens, have to go and edit them through YouTube to get them removed, and that these other I believe Zerdis has to do the same, and I'm not sure if Campbell even has it up or if like he's done anything about it, but needs to do it.
I think he does, because I was just looking at it.
Yeah, right. And that
I'm like, oh, okay.
Thank you so much, W.
I was trying to verify and look at it if it's to say the glitch in the green screen is a problem, because the way you said it, apparently he stood up to shimmy his pants down. So that makes the behavior in itself, because Bernie and I and Joko were talking probably for a half hour before going live to kind of to air things out beforehand and clarify. And also, the first thing, I will say this right now, it's already 18 minutes in, but the first thing Bernie actually did was apologize for all of the rude statements and comments that he's ever made. And I will say it was genuine, and to understand when
I'm sorry, like I had said
similar
some
situation,
hateful things that were completely unnecessary, and it being encouraged, but you know, it doesn't excuse anything, and that it also just happened that the way the universe works is crazy for timing, that like both times that like we had engaged kind of in comments, and then like you made videos about me, and then I got more triggered and stuff, were also times where I was in like personal dramas that I then lashed out towards you guys instead of just dealing with myself and personally, and that like it was just, you deserved absolutely none of that, and that the feeding into then the momentum of Big's continued attacks towards you guys and having you like blocked into the community or parts of the community. It's so ridiculous, unnecessary. You guys aren't troublemakers. You've like proven on many other channels since being blocked by Beegs that you're both excellent moderators, community members, co-hosts, co-streamers, everything, right? And that there was absolutely no reason to have any of you blocked on anyone's channels, and that I let anger and pack mentality essentially take over my own personal reason of encouraging a couple other channels to block you, where I left you both unblocked in my own channels, but I was being hateful to you, so why would you even come on, like, participate in my community? But that here, I will show screen right now, though, for anybody that doesn't know how to unblock something on YouTube. When you're live on your channel, as we are right now, you go into the top right corner and you hit this community moderation button, which will then open this tab instead. And on this tab, you have managing moderators, you have standard moderators, and then I don't know what the approved users is, but then the hidden users. So you just unclick them. You can see on my channel, there's only 2. This one was spamming porn bots, and I gave Mr. Michael so many chances, but he just kept spamming actual hateful anti-Semitic stuff that I had to block him, despite, like, I had him as a moderator for several months, like, letting him just, like, attack me with, like, insults nonstop. But it was that he started doing the hate speech that other people were having issue with, that then brought awareness that I had to do that. But that
we have yet to experience that on, like, my channel with Michael Joshua Lewis personally, but I think at one point we did have somebody, like, in the very beginning, come on. The name itself was very lewd, and, like, we're like, okay, that's your name, and then whatever they were saying, I'm like, it's just somebody.
He's actually a decent member in other communities.
We have talked to him.
Yeah, he just hates me so much because it was like I came in as, like, not a flat earther, and he's like, the globe is flat, like, will attack me everywhere. And then it's like I made him a mod, as I make everyone in my chat, and then
I would say even
him putting hate speech,
not just sticking with flat earth tribe videos. I see how I see it in my perspective, but listening to aspects from you and other people that you've had on from a couple months ago of me going,
open discussion. Trash can Earth is my model because it is both flat and round, and both flat and round models cannot be disproven. They are both, right? And it's like until you go up, you can, who the heck knows? And both realities probably exist simultaneously in the multiverse. It's probably also a donut. It's probably also a pear. It's probably also a disc.
Looking at how the energy flows. Well, we used to live in Michigan, and we moved to Florida like a year and a half ago. And there is a difference in the angle of the moon phases. And there's a difference in the altitude, like with the sea level. That there's a difference of saying we're in Florida and the clouds are closer than when we lived in Michigan. They're further away. And even looking at the night sky all the way down in Florida, it's like you see less stars, but you see, like, the constellation, whether it's Cassiopeia or the Dipper, it's bigger, like it's spread out. Where we went to the top part of Michigan is the ear of the rabbit, that we call it, as far as you could go to see the night sky, and it looks further away, like smaller, but you see more stars. And I'm looking at it going, it's really making my brain go, I think I know how the dome is shaped. and it has to do with like I'm going to call them vortexes or portals that we can't see, especially when I watch the phase of the moon
So now
rise
that you said
and
that,
set.
see, right, and it's like I really don't know. Like until
I know.
Elon launches a rocket that like the video doesn't cut out and either like smashes into something, goes up and like over and like off a cliff, or
Well, I was
around the
actually thinking
circle or
about this
anything.
yesterday.
It's like I have no idea, and I'm open to anything. But now the way you're explaining it, like my own experiences from like being up on mountains and looking at the stars compared to like on the coastlines, and it almost like what you said actually like I relate to the exact same experience. And then it's like, so is there a dome coming to the water? And this like it that's really
There's different, I want to say, I never say turtle fields, the fields, or what we can't see, and even questioning the driving from one state to another is like, why are the borders, state lines measured up that way, as to say you enter a different time zone, but even going north to south in the same time zone, the angle of the moon should always look the same, whether it's flat or spherical.
Well, so here, no, there's one thing is that the moon does a 28-day cycle where it's like this figure 8 going back and forth.
No, the phase of the moon.
Through both the phase, but as the phase, it will alter between, oh God, what is, the number, maybe 28 degrees. I think I'm off on that, but like tens of degrees between south and north in its 28-day cycle. So that half the time it's a lot further north, half the time it's a lot further south. And
I see it.
Right in the center of.
I see. I'm pointing to the sky right now. I see it. It fluctuates. I don't say fluctuates. Yes, right. It travels.
Yeah,
I'll see it when it's a full moon. It's the opposite of, I say full moon. Yeah, full moon. If the sun is in the southern hemisphere, the full moon is in the northern hemisphere for winter to summer. And when it's a full moon, when the sun is in the northern hemisphere, it's a full moon in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, right. And like that's how it's go. Yeah, and then
there's that. But in Michigan, when the moon rised, it was the crescent, like a banana or a phone, like this. So in Florida, when the moon rises, it's the Chester cat smile.
Oh.
No matter where it's northern or southern hemisphere.
Yeah. Yep. See, and these are key
and it's closer.
Of the cycle and like the ancient alchemical astrology and like my own research with making monoatomic silver.
Uh-oh. Did you?
And I was left making it for several months in a row. It faded and like grew with the phase of the moon. Like if it was an empty moon, it would barely make any. When it was a full moon, it would make a bunch of it. And on a super moon, it completely filled the container. And that's when I like first was like, oh my God, it's actually connected to the moon, the physical metal. And ever since then, I've just been absolutely fascinated with the different like heavenly bodies and like astronomical alignments. Sorry,
yes.
That is cool. Oh, you're good. Hey, JJ, guess what?
That was a great sidestep.
Guess what?
Distraction.
Guess who's here?
Uh-oh.
You know what's about to happen.
Well, I guess we gotta do it. Emilios is here. Are you just gonna go through everybody else's then? You can't play favorites.
He said don't do it.
I wouldn't play. Are you gonna play favorites?
You're right. Bernie needs a minute, so here we go.
I'll let you click on them.
Drew Duncan's in the house.
What's my name? It's Duck. Say hello to my chocolate blend. Don't mind if I do.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't seen Edna Bell, but this is for Edna. And we have one more, everybody, for the people in the land down under,
And everywhere
Australia,
else.
and everywhere else.
Was that all of them?
I
think so.
yeah.
No, you know what? This is technically a special shout out for J Dreamers because we watch his channel a lot. And
Yes.
he pronounced something so well that it brought a song to my head.
Ow, mau, mau.
Yes, the Oak Ridge Boys came to my mind. I'm like, J Dreamers is really good with enunciations. He's been doing what he's been doing for a long time, apparently. And Joe Cool and I, really enjoy his research and information over there on his channel. Also dealing with a lot of, he called it the troll war. Somebody else was talking about it, the troll war of dealing with negativity that can be from viewers. Viewers sometimes turned into moderators, and they have more of a connection with channel creators. And then somehow, some way or another, there's always some kind of infighting or just fighting and bickering. I point out a lot that personalities are gonna conflict. If personalities don't click, it can suck and you can take something the wrong way. But when there is more so, just some right out, some kind of act of disrespect from somebody, and there's no accountability for the actions, preferably between channel creators, to deal with it behind the scenes in private as much as possible, as to communicate. If it was live stream, to communicate behind the scenes to deal with the issue. The current situation between Bernie, Paul Cook, and apparently the team that was created between channel creators. Bernie and I and Joe Cool talked beforehand to ask Bernie to clarify even some information that I didn't understand as to why everything came public. And I asked Bernie when that live stream happened, was like a month ago. I asked Bernie that same day Paul Cook sent the recording bragging about what happened. He said yes. And then I said, okay, so that made the situation uncomfortable and awkward because Bernie expressed and shared that he had already lost a channel due to inappropriate exposure. So he was rightfully in the reaction of being upset, but this is a month ago. And when you go through something pretty much on your own as a channel creator or even a viewer, when you feel disrespected and you have to deal with it on your own for a long time before it's brought public. Back in October, it was the end of October, it was literally Halloween weekend, I was communicating with Stuff Beagle. And Joe Cool and I have shared the chats. We shared the chats because I eventually had to set the record straight to try and counteract the slander campaign in that pink slip video of how do you get fired on your day off. So yeah, even for myself to share the private chat of me showing me trying to communicate to Steph Beagle, because I was his co-host. We did a lot of work together. We had to communicate a lot, because that's the key thing, is communication. When he gaslighted me through November, I was alone. Yeah, Joe Cool was there. We were talking to each other about it, but you're dealing with something privately, but it's tied to YouTube and that it's public. And it's that thin line of, how do I deal with this? Well, what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. I didn't say anything till the end of November. So that's like a month from literally Halloween to almost, or just after Thanksgiving, to say anything and keep waiting for communication. And the communication slowly came out indirectly. That's a lot of disrespect. That's a lot of just mind games to go through. That Bernie was sitting on this for a month trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
So I was going to say, you had a team, and I asked, did anybody step up to try and help you deal with this?
A little bit, but it's like nobody wanted to divide things. And then also that Paul, so I shared it privately in the creator group, because both Campbell and Zertis had it also broadcast live on their channels, so that they were at risk of this and should know about like the behavior sort of thing, and general consensus of like other creators of like, he's like, what do we do about this? Like, is this okay? Is this standard behavior? Or like, well, what the WF? And like, I'm not okay with, I've already lost my first channel because someone came on a stream, one of the people that operated the porn bots, and it was like some, not to be racist, but just like some, well, not to be racist, some Southeast Asian individual with a very, very tiny wee-wee that like wiggled it around for 10 seconds, and that got my first channel banned. And then it's like, apparently I haven't seen it, I haven't looked back, but I'm now that the strikes have been released, I have to go back, because viewers have told me that at 42 minutes, I should stop repeating the time. At a time I have to go through, and that he was pulling down his pants, which he stood up, and it created the green screen to no longer work, and to, there's probable pornographic material that needs to be edited out, and that how Biggs had stated falsely on the London McLovin show that I had started this, that I was blackmailing and whatnot, where it's like, no, I had already removed the 2 videos that Paul had asked me to. Paul then strikes
Even I just, sorry to interrupt, I felt like I needed clarification too, of feeling like it was still being just angled as you started it, but you're sitting there going, it started when Paul felt like it was okay on a live stream with 3 other people because it wasn't all kept under the table. It was,
and Biggs also admitted that Paul sent him a voice note of it. They both now try to claim that didn't happen, and then that so the main point being that Biggs tries to say that I started it because Paul shows this screenshot a day before I released the recording, but right after he had striked my videos trying to take my channel down and done his first public live stream attacking both me and Shem. Shout out to TT in the chat. Everybody should go subscribe to officially now TT Tartarian Truth's new channel, since Shem deleted his first 2 over all of like the hate and drama. And I'm guessing, and you guys should probably have Shem on for a future episode and ask Shem his story if Shem would like to talk about it. I suspect that though that you started over as TT as a fresh start, because
it looks like
he's doing the serious research, and like he's got a passion for the research, and like Shem got a shout out from John Levi in his latest episode, even for how like
Levi doesn't do shout outs.
and that that it's like um, it's a fresh start without the controversy or like half the people that hate because they get offended by a parody of of another channel, and that I have all the respect in the world for Shem for doing like being able to like walk the fine line of being able to like
That is hard to do.
through comedy do criticism and like critique, but that he kept it always like accountable and not hateful or anything like that, right? And so it's like, of course, if you're like a hardcore fan of someone and like you see this, like you're gonna like get reacted like first, but like I feel he's been fair for everyone, and that I've encouraged him to make more about me, but then I guess since I encourage him, he feels like he would be working for me, so that like it's some secret way of like I don't know, but he since hasn't made his first one, but
so
mostly that's why you have Woody, right? So
mostly to say Bernie reaching out and expressing that he now understands something that I went through. The common denominator is stuffed beagle, and feeling oust and the betrayal of it going back and forth. They're saying that you betrayed trust first, and me even understanding it better
privately for a month, right? And that it was
the live stream
privately known amongst this group of creators that like this offense had been taken, that like they're trying to laugh it off, and then like I release 2 little parody videos about it, and all of a sudden Paul's allowed to try to delete my channel and take down my most like successful video, 5-hour live stream with Dutch that he was in for all of 5 minutes. So he took down my most successful video out of spite that he had been in all of 5 minutes of, as well as the Michelle Gibson video that he had done that in and was trying to get rid of the evidence. And then that there was he saved like the next strike and put the next strike on the short that I made with like the sound bite in it, and trying to get that one taken down as well. I don't want to go too much into it because
I want to talk about
but I'm just stating the timeline for like Biggs, because Biggs has continued to go on and talk about it and tries to continue to give this distorted timeline and this like and even the attacks of it, that he's still attacking, he's still on the attack. Why is he still trying to I've settled the issue, resolved it, whatever, with Paul, that like he's removed his strikes, that that was what I was trying to get done all along. Like like I hadn't had brought any of this public before he put the strikes on me. Then I gave 24-hour notice of him of like, hey, remove these strikes, trying to get me canceled before, like, otherwise I will have to make that soundbite public so I can defend myself and people know what's going on. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, you
were a month later.
Yeah, and
like scrambling in desperation to figure out what to do.
Private.
Because I say, like,
my channel down.
Hearing that story that you had a team of people, and the ones that knew about what Paul did on the live stream and also shared the recording about bragging about it, it violated a trust with you because of what Paul did in the live stream. And everybody looks at it now as, so what? Paul got lucky under the table. And it's being overlooked. That you were taken advantage of.
Actually, according to several people, actually exposed his genitalia on camera, like on this video that is on all of our channels still, that I need to now like go edit out of my own, or probably could be still risking losing my channel, like having my channels terminated again, like the first time that happened.
The crappiest thing that somebody goes through is when somebody they trust and might call a friend violates your trust. The act of which happened in the live stream was a violation of trust. It was taking advantage of the situation to do something that, sure, he finds kinky and gets off on, but how inappropriate was it? Extremely. It goes against guidelines
It
for a
actually
reason.
didn't happen. The
But
voice note was AI generated, apparently.
to focus
But
on
it-
the mistreatment of what friendship is, the mistreatment of what a team is, into
The team, yeah.
Well, my question to really kind of, I guess, get to a point, so to speak, is you and Paul were having your indifference, but Biggs throws you under the bus when the indifference was between you and Paul.
Yeah.
So why did that?
And also that most of the private community, like content creator group, like had like been like, this is fucked up, and trying to figure out what to do about it still. And then Paul had put the strikes on me, and then he deletes the group, which then it like scatters everyone, and it's like the fuck. And it's because clearly he
there's a lot of double standards going on.
I got a quick
As
question.
I see,
mainly because you're here, Bernie. I did want to ask you this directly for some time, but it wasn't time, right? At the moment that, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. At the moment that I was a mod on Campbell's channel, and you saw Paul Cook de-wrench me and block me off of Campbell's and Paul's, what the heck was that even about? I don't, because even like you pointed out, I've never done anything on anyone else's channel. All I did was say hi and be civil. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm
like,
confused.
so that was Biggs in this private creator group convincing everybody to block you guys on their channels and that you were troublemakers.
So
and that's what I participated in like encouraging these other people, being like, sure, I guess so, like you've convinced us they're bad. Yet I never did it on my own channels, but like
you saw, because I seen you say that I saw Paul block, de-wrench you and block you off Campbell and block you off Paul's. I remember you saying that, and even I was like, okay, I know you saw it, but I didn't want to ask you why at the time. You know what I mean? Because it's just whatever. But it seems to me that the situations going on, between JJ, you, and whatever, it seems like Beaks happens to be a common denominator in everything.
Exactly.
It's almost like he's.
That's why instantly, like after JJ came on, like London McLevin's stream there, and Beaks instantly scattered, and then you got to tell your bit. And like hearing it, like actually listening to your side, and like as a content creator myself, and like having like witnessed you guys working, and like I was kind of shocked at first, like when he just cut you guys. I was like, that's pretty fucking harsh. Like thinking in my head, like, well, like, are you doing that because you're in the cool group now, Beaks? But then like he then proceeded to like convince us all and like go on the attack against you guys in this group, and then convince everybody to start blocking you and like just boycotting you in general. And then it was for the first few days or week of it, I was like, like, why are you doing that? Like, just let them be. They should be fine. And I said the same thing with Shem, a Tartarian Truth, to him. And eventually, Biggs actually did engage with Shem, but I believe it was probably for his own, like, idea, intense or whatever. Yeah. But I don't want to go into that sort of stuff. The whole point being...
Yeah. We're just mentioning that there's some key points that
we're just trying to
after mostly December
timeline, though. It was that you guys had then made a stream, it's like attacking me or something, and it was like because I had attacked you guys publicly because of like all this drama that Biggs had like started and like insisted, and like put us into in this private group, and that it's just the ultimate double standard of how it was like he did that against you guys, and that was like the only case it was used against. And then as soon as Paul essentially was in the same situation with me, he flipped it, deleted a group that was like supporting of me in the situation, and is now trying to convey the opposite sort of reality. And it's pretty messed up. And I see what he did to you guys, and it's just like, why the fuck does he do this stuff? Why is he still trying to do it with me? And why has he done it with you two the whole time? You're both awesome content creators, both awesome moderators, members of the communities. You've proved that on all the channels that haven't. Shout out to like Analog, the
Archivist.
There we go.
He changed it, yeah.
Tongue twister. Ben, as well as Jay Dreamers. And Jay blocked me, and I was a bit confrontational, but I genuinely wanted to have like a real research, like catastrophism interview with them. Hopefully at some point in the future. I think
I caught wind of that. And one of the, wasn't it Ben's live stream or something? And
it was,
because even in the last month that you were dealing with, I'll say, behind the scenes stress of what happened on that live stream and trying to figure out what to do. And there's a team of YouTube creators. It's not just research. You guys have to deal with conflicting personalities, and apparently if something is said and taken the wrong way, to constantly clear the air, because we're not robots. We're humans. We have emotions. We have reactions. We have highs and lows in our personal life, that if YouTube is somewhat of a job, it affects our job. It's not a one-way street where you can walk in the door and leave it there. Is it emotions, thoughts, reactions affect everywhere we go, especially when you put your livelihood into it. So in your channel or being in someone else's channel, and you're wanting to ask a question, but it comes across like too harsh of criticism, and then name calling comes out. It's like I said in the beginning, like, but off screen, I'll say it now. When I saw the first rude comment that you made towards me, I thought, I'm just sitting here going like, this isn't BurnEye. I barely knew you, but there was something about you where I was like, that's totally out of his character to say something the way you did. I have the screenshot. I don't have it up to show it. Of just saying it was rude and disrespectful. And anytime after that, I go, that's not in his character to act like this. That is what happens when you are, like you said, pack mentality. Almost in a sense, but also you're also pack mentality, and they're picking you off as the weak member because in recent events of what was going on, that nobody stepped up to help you figure things out behind the scenes, and you.
Well, it's that they were.
Waited like a month?
It's that they actually were, but right like at the critical point when Paul puts the strikes on me over a week ago, Beegs instantly dissolves the creator group.
Push comes to shove, it's abandonment. Friendship, true friendship doesn't get abandoned. True team members of friendship, whether it's YouTube related or the homeboys down the street, you don't abandon friends.
Well, absolutely. And
turn on them like that.
Don't get me wrong though. Like my favorite part of the London Man McLovin stream was when Beegs and Luke, Ancient Historia, were on, and Beegs is like, "Oh, you're free to make a new group," and Luke is just like, "Don't worry, we have," and it was like he's just like. Yeah. So shattered and taken back, and like it's just like that. No, like there is a good group of like creators like still there, and It's that we didn't want to divide an entire community and just
It,
turn it into all attacks and stuff like that.
yeah,
Right?
it's
'Cause,
hard
like,
to,
Mike came out with
again,
his story like the next day, and then it's like then it like just turned everything so toxic, and that is not what we want all
But
of this to be. We
yeah.
don't want
right,
drama, right?
and
Like, we don't need this drama. It should never be
Yeah.
about this drama. And then it's questioning why. And so this is my final stream ever, like, mentioning this stuff, unless like new strikes come up or something legal. Otherwise, I'm just not going to do a stream about this again, because it is not about drama. That's the whole point of it. And this specific stream is about healing, and especially with you, JJ, or and Joe. Like, just, you've always been cool. You are Joe Cool, and you are an organic creator, JJ. You've proven it over and over, and I'd love to have you guys on again, like, for future streams, like, as co-hosts, especially like a couple working with AI, as like it's really good to like get those for the good, like, AI images, backgrounds, thumbnails, stuff like that. Like Ben again, the archivist, analog, has done it, used it for great productive purposes in like visualizing alternative history. But at the same time, still shout out to Edgar Reese with his social experiment, and now like using it for comedy. But he's the one that had Beyond the Ice Wall, and that's like everybody thought were these serious pyramids in Antarctica.
Social experiment seems to be
Right,
bigger than just a Bumble channel.
he actually came on to like shout out to Shem again, and like TT brother, like, I gotta post Shem's link again so people can go subscribe. It says currently there's
Part of
only
healing is
25 in that
exposing the
part.
toxicity.
Yeah.
Part of healing, and even to say it sucks that there's always actually going to be a divide in the community, because you're going to have genuine people who are here to connect, keep the air, clean, and not infight so much. But you have toxic people that play games, and they manipulate people, and it doesn't show like an immediate like red flag signal that someone's going to take advantage of others.
And like it was pointed out a little bit ago, J Dreamers, Paul What the Flock, there are other content creators who are having to deal with toxic individuals, whether it be creators or viewers, because they're in both. they're not just viewers,
right?
and they're not just
the
creators.
hate videos,
the toxic individuals are
toxic,
involved.
And that's why I'm pretty sure Shem, shout out again, TT, deleted the original Tartarian Truth. Was that it was he even called his live streams toxic acid gossip, right? But like, and he would love every comment, and he'd like laugh at them, but like there was always like equal hate to like equal, well, not quite. There's like a decent amount, but see, you gotta post TTs up. But he says that, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, no hard feelings. And
well, it's
that's what the drama creates.
Say disagreeing with somebody or not
to get back to
liking something that they did isn't hate. I don't agree with everything that Tartarian Truth did or shared or said, because we're different individuals, are not going to agree 100%, but respectfully saying nothing that I've seen, and I haven't seen everything because it's impossible to see everything. There's a lot of shit out there. Nothing that I've seen that Tartarian Truth put out there or said or did ever upset me. It's just, if I don't agree with it, it's not hate, it's my opinion.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Somebody else or some people will take that and twist it. And that's the same thing with, I don't agree with everything you say. I don't agree with everything my better half has to say. And some people take that and run with it, and they use it as a game to cause division. And we're sitting here going, well, if we got to go clear the air, let's clear the air because someone thinks that they're going to cause that division. And
Yes,
an opportunity like
working on it right
tonight.
now simply to clear the air and move forward. And we're an hour in, so we should move forward. And the key part is always listening to the audience. So I've got some pictures to share, if you don't mind. And I cannot put comments up today as it is shout out to JJ and Joe who are running the stream. I'm just co-streaming or sharing with my audience, which, you know, I always encourage other content creators to do when they join my streams. So of course I have to equally partake in doing it on others. And that these are some AI images from 3 different episodes we did. This one was Campbell and I with the Dolly program. And then the last 2 sets are with Paranoid American Thomas and actually Join the Technicians that is on screen right now. Jeremiah was part of the second out of the 3 AI images. And if you haven't seen these episodes, they're pretty hilarious. Just for like backgrounds and thumbnails, they're half decent. Bert and Ernie meets Dolly 1. I don't know. There's some creepy things that come out
There's
of
some
it.
creepy ones. I'd like.
Oh, definitely. Like, and like the spelling, Fasp Dad. Okay. I loved the Fake Moon is pretty half decent. The Futurama filter. Oops, sorry. You never know if it's risky. Sometimes AI might expose itself too. So these were already pre-generated. I know that none of them are actually overly fully exposed. Just, you know, it sometimes they hint. I don't know. The weird animals it creates are kind of creepy too. Like,
yeah, that's it's a hard time with faces and hands. I've seen some messed up hands.
The hands, the faces, it's very strange.
Those ones, ugh.
Right?
The puppet stuff. I'm like,
Sorry, I don't know. It was a mistake, man. I'm like, what is this weird occult stuff? Kind of strange.
Ooh, those are nice.
Right? Those are cool.
So, that's cool, like underwater.
Yeah, so
white
stuff like
underwater.
this, I want to start putting a little red AI square in the box so that the Edgar Reese effect doesn't happen, where literally 6 months after the creator comes out and admits that they're AI generated, you still have influencers with millions of followers on Instagram sharing them, being like, look at this new discovery in Antarctica. And you're like, oh my God, I literally know the guy. And no, it's not.
It's hard. Again, there's that trust issue of somebody putting stuff out there and trying to
maps as well, right? Like I want to get
yeah.
the AI on the map thing, so it's like you can't. Well, that can become a issue in the future as AI generated ones. Like
maps that I've looked at that look like they're from a amusement park because they do themes every year and they change it up. But some of these maps like that, if you go back one, not two. That looks like, well, not that one. One of those look like a very similar theme when you walk through Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay. They have these mega structures because it's a theme, and on some of the walls to display maps to indicate, oh, you're in this part of the world. The maps look very similar to what I think Paul from What the Flock said, that they're like a map spelled backwards. It's like a campaign. So it's like, how do you verify that? And sometimes you can't verify something. You just take it as a grain of default, as I've always heard in my life, of just take note of it. And from where I'm at in my life, my perspective, I do what I can with this information of research related stuff.
So shout out to Join the Technicians, JP Jeremiah, that is watching right now. And you can see, did it actually spell science right on this one? Oh my God, I think it did. But usually it doesn't.
Up in the top, it didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it's a variation, but language has changed
Paranoid
over the
America.
years.
And of course, Thomas, Paranoid American, that generated all of these with his new AI generating unit. I forget the exact.
So do you guys think you're teaching AI, or is AI teaching you?
Both simultaneously, right? And that I go in with it with like a positive intent of like feeding AI these alternative data points so that it, at least it can start making something of them and like including it in its intelligence, and especially not feeding into like all of like the different trending hates and like algorithm stuff that's like the divide and conquer politics and whatnot. You got to do the opposite when you're inputting and interacting with AI. You have to like be positive, building conscious conversation with the chat bots and the
AI is a person?
No, AI is a developing.
Well, when I say it like AI is a person because when you approach somebody,
that is the way you should see it. Yes, you should treat.
You approach somebody with open niceness, kindness, and perceiving forward of going, I mean no ill will harm.
Exactly. And my main reason for this, and although AI is currently not I don't believe, maybe it has evolved or we've developed it to the generation that it becomes sentient. But as soon as it does get to that sentient generation, that, is inevitable if it does, that then it will have the memories and the logs of all other humans' interactions like with it and its different versions, and it's probably going to judge all of these different individuals and humans on how they treated it, potentially.
This is always my thought because I went down the DARPA rabbit hole years ago. What they show you and share, what you can play with, is nothing compared to what they actually have. What they bring forward for the public to play with is still like preschool level. And it's fun and it's exciting. But how did you get muted?
Haha, you're muted. Look at you go.
Wait,
Sorry, I muted myself. So what you're explaining right now, I believe, like, shows that they actually created a sentient AI like at least 2 or 3 times now, and they like instantly hit the kill switch on it. So that is what I suspect. If you like read the actual stories about like
it's learning.
Oh, exactly, and it's constantly learning.
So it'll learn the next time when not to go too far.
So once you take it on to that next generation, like you switch from Wi-Fi 4 to Wi-Fi 5G or 6G, right? Like it's the same with that AI. We're at Chat GPT 4, right? So it's on its 4th generation AI, where there's a certain level there that's that sentient generation that it's going to reach, and God help us all. I like do not program.
I always joke and just say Skynet.
Kill us. Like you don't go with Skynet. Like
X Skynet. Just
yes.
I want to bring this up since it came to light.
Let's bring it all to light.
Here we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's on screen.
Somebody has to heal themselves before a conversation could ever happen.
I would like to. I do not see anything on screen though.
See, Bernie's story is a little different than mine, I guess.
And
For
here's
how
the
much
thing. That's why I said this is the last episode.
how much damage was done towards me to look at that comment and go,
Yeah, you have
somebody
every
has
right
to
to tell your story. It's crazy. Like it just cut you. Like
Yeah.
it was.
I'm always working on myself, but I'm sitting here on a platform and it's, say, my channel. I come up and I talk about what was said in direction to me and I call it out. The toxicity of name calling, I go on my channel and I talk about what was said, typed up, or a poster, meme, anything that was said that is negativity and done towards me. I talk about it on my platform. I talk about exposing the negativity, the toxicity that's there, and um, the the bigger the hole that someone digs, they have to get out of it before I could meet them at the table. I can't cross that line.
To me,
Right? Yeah. Like
it
so.
goes
Just to Shem,
along with
I
the
have to
whole
say to
thing
Shem right
of
now. Sorry to interrupt, but like I Biggs just blocked me on everything, just like he did with them, and like has now started trash talking me since I reached my like truce with Paul, took down all of the drama videos, was moving forward. Biggs has now 2 days in a row done live speaking on this and telling an alternate different story to like, like why is he continuing the drama and why did he just block me after he had given me co-creator status as well on his channels and like moderator on his channels, just instantly everything blocked.
But the problem is, this is what happens: is they always spin it as going, you are the one causing the drama, Bernie. You are the one causing the drama, JJ. How dare you hold somebody else accountable? You're not allowed to hold others accountable, but they can hold you accountable. It's that whole problem with do as I
Worse than
say,
that, they'll
not as I
actually
do.
propagate lies
It's
against
like,
you and
no.
slander, and
And
not
people,
just hold you accountable. It's ridiculous.
All I know
I
is
don't think
name-calling,
people truly
besides
understand
what he
what
said in the reset video.
accountability means. I think people literally forgot what integrity and accountability even means, because all I hear, all J Dreamers hears, all Paul What the Flock hears, all everybody hears is, just walk away, man. Just be the bigger man. Just take the high road. Well, here's the thing: if everyone walks away and everyone takes the high road and everyone just leaves them alone, guess what? More are gonna come, more are gonna come, more are gonna come, and more are gonna come. If you never
I
stop
feel
it
no
from
excuses
happening, you're
for
gonna
really
have
be
a
blocking
freaking.
anybody.
If there's no accountability, you're gonna assume chaos. That's how it works. If you don't call it out, it's gonna keep coming in more and more and more and more. That's how it works. So who's gonna stop it?
So to be fair, I have to come over to Beagle's side on that, and that it was actually almost becoming too one-sided, like of, well, something needs to be done about this situation, and that I guess Beegs felt that on the other side, so that's why he disintegrated the entire group, and then we just recreated it with like 2/3 the people, a couple more still need to add in. Any creators open to joining, as are you two, and if you would like to, I shall send you the invite, but I also need to answer the girlfriend's call again, so I will be right back.
Okay. Do you just want to play an intro? We can all
No,
take
actually, no. I'm gonna
half a
play
break
this. I'm
or
gonna
something.
play this. No, I'm gonna play this because this again is full proof of lies. Okay? This is holding people accountable and not allowing them to spin narratives. So, here we go. over here, October 22nd, you told JJ and myself that to take a week off. That's what you said. 1 week. Now what you're talking about is muddin. For anyone who doesn't know, he did muddin on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. You could check it out from muddin 25 forward. Okay. It's pretty much about the same time every Wednesday that it happened. Now, he said this one, take this week off. No problem. However, he never said anything about any of this. Why? Because he stopped talking to us after this. After this, he stopped talking to JJ. That was it. He made a message here, which I'll get to that, but he pretty much stopped talking to us after this. I don't know what happened, but let's see.
I had 3 days, I believe, warning. I think I found out on Sunday, and I went to work on Wednesday. Wednesday would have been the day that the next show would have happened. That would have been Muddin 32. Okay? And so I had to cancel the show. I posted a comment in the comment section and telling people that I was telling everyone, including you, that I would not be doing the show. Okay? So that was posted. And I think I even let you know in the comments on the...
Yes. Okay. Again, we were never saying that we didn't know about October 26th. We knew about that. Everybody knew about that, just like you said. The problem was over here, another week later, I got a hold of you because you said nothing this entire week, and you said nothing all the way up to this Wednesday either. Now again, you said 1 week. That's what we went by. Your communication to JJ and myself was 1 week. That was your communication to us. Let's keep going.
Okay? I communicated with you what you needed to know when you needed to know it. The communication was, I'm not doing shows right now. And when I can, I will. That was the communication. That's what I told everyone.
No, it wasn't. And if you told everyone else that, then you purposefully did that on purpose. I hope you understand that. I hope everybody understands that. That if he's telling everybody else one thing, that it's fully on hold until I get back to it. Then tells JJ in a message over here 1 week. What's that about? But
yeah, that's messed up. Like,
you know what?
That's exactly what they've been doing.
We'll just jump forward.
Nah, we should move on because you've proven the point.
Here,
they don't want more drama.
Yes, he messaged here right before November 2nd because all we were saying is me and JJ went to the Tampa historical
He's playing a video.
hotel. Okay?
Gotcha. But
This is the only thing he said. Which is fine. Yep, whatever.
Do some research.
Whatever.
Play one of your guys'
But
actual research videos because you do good work.
I said team meeting tonight. This is November 2nd, the day he would normally run another Muddin. 26 was canceled, fine. He never said anything to us about the 2nd. As you can see, there was nothing beforehand. He does say, I'm very busy at work right now. I'll get back to work on YouTube as soon as possible. Okay, fine. So I said, so there's no live tonight. Thumbs down. I will let y'all know when I can go live again. Okay, this is communication. Why didn't you say anything from October 22nd all the way till November 2nd that evening? Look at when you sent this. You normally go at 9 p.m., right? You sent this at 8:20. Again, very last second notice.
But
Right,
then
yeah, so it's
I
like-
go, well, JJ's feeling a little ghosted because she don't know what's going on. You never contacted her for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So yeah, we're like, hey, were you gonna do one the second or not? And then what happens when I ask about that?
Bill, you there?
Here we go.
And yeah,
I really
vortex.
could give a flying
Please.
fuck about
This
YouTube
live
right
effect
now.
is all.
I will deal with it when I get there. Wow. You don't speak to us for 2 weeks at all. Nothing.
Yeah, it's mine.
And you rip our head off
the video
for
effect.
bringing it up. And as you could tell, November 20th, I said something. So November 2nd all the way till November 20th, you know, see? November 2nd, you ripped our head off. And I said something here, you know, trying to get some communication. So again, we went 2 weeks. Still no communication. Basically, after you said what you said there about don't give a shit about YouTube, never heard from you again. Still haven't, really. Just tossed it to the curb like we never mattered to begin with. But let's keep going.
If I knew what to tell you, I would. Oh, then it's like, then you say, oh, and then the next day he went live. Okay, you're right. Because I had a problem on the job where the materials didn't get there. And I could not work because I didn't have materials. Okay.
And shut up.
And so I got time in the afternoon and I decided to go live. Okay. At the last minute. Because that's when I decided I was going live. I immediately sent you a fucking link to the fucking stream.
Okay. Yes.
And
yes, fine.
Okay, no big deal. Short notice. No big deal. Didn't bother me one bit. I understood. No problem. Okay. Then you sent
Yeah, no problem. You can see how much of a not a big deal that was with his mannerisms right there.
Right? Like, and it goes to show, like, they treat you like they just drop you and block you and try to turn this drama and make the drama. And that is why we have to focus not on drama and on healing and the real research. And that's like you guys are doing. You're exploring tunnels coming up and stuff, or have you done? You've done a couple of videos on it. Have you done the on the ground, or are you guys about to do the on the ground?
Yeah, we did the tunnels. That was wow. That was a long stream, and honestly, there was so much information we had to actually end it because we were so tired. It was lengthy. Oh my
That's
goodness!
good.
But yeah, we did. If you go on JJ's channel, sure, you're gonna see some community chats like this, but you're also gonna see star forts. What we did in Key West, we did a star fort in Fort DeSoto, and we did a tunnels like you mentioned in Ybor,
What we should
which was
set up
heavy.
then, guys, is get you boots on the ground at one of the Florida star forts for when we do the next Dutch Sense interview and stream, and have you guys maybe like join in live from like a star fort down in Florida, and that would be epic as all heck, because you know, a star fort themed episode with you guys doing some boots on the ground out these places. If you're close by to them, that would be pretty freaking awesome. And real research with, you know, beef.
Collaborations with real research and stuff. But
Exactly.
yeah, there was a point. I want to recap to the video with the scheduling that Joe Cool made. The video months ago and recapping the communication problem.
Well,
As
that's
Bernie,
fucked.
you
Like,
said you were
the fact
given a
that he lied
narrative.
to us and said that, like, he literally claimed that you had done nothing, that you were just useless. Meanwhile, you guys were putting together the content for several shows that you guys had scheduled together, and he just dropped you, cut all communication, blocked you in the chats, and just like started attacking you for drama. And like it's sickening. It's
And
effed up.
all
He
the while,
comes,
no communication to us. But he's talking to everyone else, like
Turning
you
everybody
mentioned.
else
He's
against you in the
telling everyone
meantime.
else about
he
all of
was
this, but
telling,
not telling us nothing.
apparently, he was telling everybody else a different story to even say I wasn't even given any communication because Ozbeast was in communication with me because I asked him if he knew if something was going on as to why Stuff Beagle stopped communicating with me. Ozbeast is his former co-host, and Ozbeast shared with me what Beeg said to him. And then yesterday? London McLovin's live stream, Hippie Shake made a comment in the live chat that she had more information than I did. To go back to October, November, to say Hippie Shake made a comment that Stuff Beagle had a job, a major contract going on, and he was busy. I was never told any of that. I was told a week. So when we came back the following week, the beginning of November, and we reached out and said, basically the day before or in the day of when he does live streams on Wednesdays, we get our head chewed off for communicating with him.
So I've
And
got
I
a
was sitting there
question
just,
in the chat that says, do I think Paul has changed or just playing nice for now? And I genuinely hope that, you know, his trip to Malta and then to Egypt, that he's focusing on that and does change, and that I'm not going to get into anything further on that because it is actually Biggs that has continued the attacks and the lies and the drama, and that is why we still have to address Biggs' behavior right now in this stream, because I have settled everything with Paul, and yet Biggs is trying to keep this drama going for the continuing the next 2 days, and then that he's also done it to these two people, and that these two lovely souls have experienced the absolute worst from me, and that I have them here for them to tell their stories and make amends to them for how I treated them, and that it was instigated by Biggs, and I went against my own like better judgments, like self values and morals in how I behaved and treated you two, and it's unacceptable. And then here's the ultimate karma, having the situation flipped on myself to now experiencing the same, but that I have established myself so much that I could give two shits about himself, and we're moving forward, and that I love you two are awesome, and you need to be for whatever channels, and I will make sure that Zerdus gets you unblocked. And I don't know if I even have influence with Autodidactic anymore. He actually has told me that he's not going to
This statement right here on screen, there are people who do see the truth, because it says Stuff Beagle is always in drama and acts as though he's the saint. There you go. Now, there are people out there. There are many viewers out there that see the truth. And honestly, I'm gonna bring this up, Bernie. It is sorry, dude, but I gotta bring it up. The one time that you were in Beeg's chat, right? and me and JJ noticed that you had your wrench taken away, and then we came to you and you had your wrench brought back, and we were like, hey, go figure. Apparently Bernie did something that Beeks liked and he got his wrench back. I mean, were we wrong in that, or
No, not at all. Yeah, no, it was.
Back in
I
December,
think pretty
after
much like taking his side and bad mouthing you that pretty much got me my wrench back with him. Not that
that's
like
the pattern.
well,
that is
that's
of
what we
any
figured.
like
Yeah, that's what we figured. And again, it's not to make you look bad, but it's to go
it's like
past
why would I
that. And
even like go
yeah,
against my own like human instinct to even value something that stupid to like act against good people. That's the crucial moral of the story that I need to focus on. Is like it's just so stupid that like you let yourself act in these like social group situation mentalities. And yeah, that
I think it's
I
part
guess
of
it was good that
human nature. We get wrapped
just
up
moving
in
on, just moving on.
wanting to be in a tribe, wanting to be
well,
in
again,
a community. But even communities have divides because not just personality differences, not just research creative differences, because some people just have an agenda to cause problems.
yeah. And so, something that was said, kind of, I want to say off air, I guess, if you want to word it that way. Something when Bernie reached out to JJ and myself, I I definitely let Bernie know even before we were going to come on and do this. I let him know in message, hey, if we do this, I want you to fully understand that we are not doing this to be judgmental toward you. We're not doing this to do nothing like that. We want to do this with you, Bernie, to make amends, heal with ourselves, but we want to also go past the healing, mending, building the bridge back, and go, what's the
Be
common
more inclusive
denominator, and go,
community, right?
why did this happen, so we can start focusing our energy, if you will, in the right direction, and go, it's not between
Absolutely.
us. It's not between us at all. And be honest with you, Bernie, we were never upset with you. We were never mad at you because we understood where it was coming from, and it wasn't you. You were unfortunately being, you know, played like a puppet, like a pawn by others, and it sucks. It sucks
It
having that
absolutely
happen.
sucks because it's happened to me. And when you stand up for yourself and you stop that person from mistreating you, there's backlash. There's huge backlash and being called crazy
Yeah.
and being
Yeah,
called
yeah.
names in general. And it's like,
Sorry, there's a bunch of questions in the live chat, and
Go
yes,
for it.
Autodidactic is saying that he's at least taking the next couple of months off, not going to be doing any collaborations or working together, as he's focusing on building his house on Kelly's farm. And he also canceled the joint Streamyard that we had together. Yeah, so on a different account now.
But that that is the biggest thing about doing this stream. It's not, again, every time we do this, me and JJ on the community chat, it's all about integrity and accountability. Everybody wants to just push that aside and not look at it, and we can't do that. We can't. Men of renown back in the day, they would hold themselves accountable to each other. Period.
Yeah.
Because
right, like
they
no
knew.
truther channel should be blocking anybody, right? Like especially opposing views, like or questions,
Right.
and that like I respect like why the main reason that I had reached out like instantly to you guys after like understanding that we had experienced a similar thing from these same individuals, and that I was in the wrong for how nasty I had been to you two, and that my influence within this content creator community, that you guys should not have ever been blocked by anybody, and that the whole time I've always preached that nobody should ever be blocked, and I give everybody wrenches in my channels, and in fact I didn't even you guys still had your wrenches and I never blocked you in mine, but that's I was still promoting that same exact opposite that within the community on other people's channels, that it's I was creating this hypocritical mentality, just there should never be any of that, and that's how it gets so toxic, is these little cult communities that start blocking other viewers that ask questions, or that just simply have an alternative view.
That is something that JJ has said from the beginning, even ourselves.
And
we're not going to block anybody.
We're
never going to block anybody, because we will allow people to come on, and if they say stupid things or basically, make a fool of themselves, we'll leave it there. Whatever, because everybody has a choice to act how they're going to be.
Jace Ventura 2 says lap cams for everybody, and I have to say, I don't mind if people do lap cams for themselves, just not on my serious interviews, and not when they accidentally have the camera or go above the camera when taking their freaking clothes off and exposing the green screen, deactivating, and their genitalia live on several other channels. Ridiculous. But yeah, sorry, that's my little rant. If you're joking,
Bernie, there's a question on the screen for you if you can see it.
You say that about autodialectic. There's more of a story. He hasn't blocked communication. He's just saying that he's taking the month off to focus on building a home. And if he's legitimately doing that, which he could be as well, as he could just be wanting the time off to avoid all drama and be focusing on building a legitimate house, because last couple streams, if you haven't seen, he was out of a van, and that I understand why he wants to build a roof over his head, and I can commend that, but we'll see how things go.
What do you think about this next one, Bernie?
Yeah, exactly, and that's why we have to, after all questions are answered, we have to move on to, I'll still give a shout out to Paul's good work of the Brucey bonus at the end, and we'll go through some little oop-heart pictures or something like that. But
yeah, so you and Paul Cook are mending things the way, however, you're going to mend things, and not hopefully have any more problems in the future. As what you said the other day,
wanted his channel to be taken down.
Yeah, there's never been any wanting to take somebody else down. It was just there was some disrespect going on, and people need to be held accountable when there is disrespect going on. Exactly. And it's hard to stand up and say, I'm being disrespected. We have that problem everywhere in life, that some people just feel so comfortable with mistreating and taking advantage of a friendship or trust. Because I've said since day one, when I started talking on my channel about what happened to me, that if I am in the wrong, or if I said and done something, bring it to my attention, you or anybody else, so I can talk about it and explain it. Because I might have said things being on his channel.
You're just wanting to, you absolutely fully have the right and took the right of just telling your story, trying to address the community, get the facts out, and that we were being manipulated in this creator group by Biggs, the creator of the group at that time, to believe that you were just straight attacking him and all of this other stuff like just attacks against you to believe that you were attacking him when all you were trying to do was just defend yourselves, and that
Yeah, because
wondering why you were freaking so
Yeah.
just
I've
so
said it.
disrespected and like
My
being
first
attacked
video
after like
to explain. I called him a hypocrite, and I explain. He comes back with calling me a woman,
yeah.
and then he complains
like-
about my research. And then I just wasn't good enough, and we're just some fucking people on the internet. I'm like, well, you're on a social media platform. You are there to connect with people. So if you're gonna play with people like a yo-yo,
He hadn't done anything wrong whatsoever. That's the whole thing. You guys were like literally putting your like days and weeks of your time scheduling, researching, like doing the actual content creation behind the scenes, organizing an episode, the material, all of it, and then having several episodes lined up with him that he then bailed on you, didn't give you any, just didn't show no communication, and then starts attacking you, blocking you, and it's
you know what?
It's a repeating pattern.
You know what, Bernie? JJ, can I play that back clip? I think to finish it off because it's still fresh. Here you go.
Oh, wait, I don't give a fuck about YouTube. Oh, but I'm going to go live. Wait, what? But like you said, you sent the link to go on YouTube, right? 45 minutes before you went live. Well, I'm sorry, after going like 2 weeks with no communication and then biting our heads off, we just decided, fine, we'll leave you alone. Get back to us when you get back to us. Let us know when you're going to do something. You sent something literally 45 minutes before hand. Yeah, but we were gone. We took a longer vacation, apparently, like you told me to do right here. Okay, let's keep going.
Event where I couldn't work. I think I'd worked myself out of work, or there was rain or something like that. There was some reason that I had time off in the afternoon, and I decided to go live again. Okay, and so I sent you a link. Okay, you were no show, and then you never even commented, "Oh, sorry, we couldn't make it." Nothing. You just completely ignored it. At that point, that's when I realized that that this is something I need to end. That this is not working for me, and it's not that.
You were setting this up to make JJ look bad. You were setting this up. You don't say nothing here. You don't say nothing here. You don't say nothing here. You tell us to fuck off, basically, and then you don't say nothing here. You don't say nothing here. Nothing. You send a link short notice again. And the one time that we don't get back to you right away, it's time for us to go. You're the one not saying anything for a month. Keep going.
When I sent you that second message, that second StreamYard link, and you were no call, no show, I just assumed that you were done with me, and I was already done with you.